All right, guys. This might be our last thing of notes. I don't know. I know you'd be thrilled. All right. So ratio tables. So we already figured out how to find equivalent ratios, and tables are similar to that. So equivalent ratios can be organized in a ratio table, and so they want you to give two equivalent ratios in the table below. So in this particular table, we're going to increase. We're not going to decrease because this ratio 2 to 5, 2 boys to 5 girls. This is both numbers are prime. So if you were treating it like a fraction, it's already in the simplest form. So we're going to start by multiplying both numerator and denominator by 2. We're going to get 4, and then we're going to 5 times 2 is 10. And then we'll multiply this same number. Remember, we're starting from this, not here, but here. 2 times 3 is going to be 6. 5 times 3 is going to be 15. So if you were to simplify both of these ratios, they would simplify to 2 to 5, which means these are all equivalent. So same thing with our blueberries. 8 to 3. So let's say 8 times 2 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6. And then for our third equivalent, 8 times 3 is 24. 3 times 3 is 9. That's it. So in this particular ratio table, our ratio in simplest form is not there. So we want to be able to find out what it is in simplest form. So if we were to, I'm going to come over here, 24 to 150. You can put this in your calculator and simplify it. I am going to, let's see, I don't have my calculator because that's just how prepared I am. I'm going to go grab it. Oh, it's right here. So if you were in your 24, numerator, denominator, 150. Okay. And then we're going to simplify. And we're going to keep simplifying because the arrow tells us we can. And we get 4 to 25. So 4 tickets cost $25. Okay. And so we can say, now again, they don't have to be going in order like that, as long as they're equivalent to our initial ratio they give us. So I know this was 4 times 8, because 24 divided by 4, nope, 6. So let's do 4 times 2, and we'll have 8. So 8 tickets are $50. That's it. So this time they give us holes, they give us blanks. Okay, so you've got to figure out in my first column, how did I get from 3 to 9? Well, we're increasing, okay? And when we're finding equivalent ratios, if you've noticed, we've been either multiplying or dividing this whole time. So we're not going to add or subtract. So I know to get to 9, it was 3 times 3 to get to 9. So whatever I do to this part of my ratio, I have to do this side. So 7 times 3 is 21. Come back over here. How did I get from 3 to 24? Well, I multiplied by 8. So 7 times 8 is 56. Excuse me. So here's another one. Oh no, it doesn't sound beautiful, is it? Well, how did I get from 2 to 8? Well, I multiplied by 4. Okay. So, but I need to figure out what this is right here. Well, the inverse of multiplication is division, so I would do 12 divided by 4, and I would get 3, because 3 times 4 is 12. Now, how did I get now from 3 to 60? Well, 60 divided by 3 is 20, so I multiplied by 20. 2 times 20 is going to be 40, okay? Food, what time is it? We got a minute or two. So, chips. If I eat 4 chips, I gotta figure out how many calories that would be. So, 4 to 12, well, again, I'm increasing by multiplication. So I'm going to go backward and do 12 divided by 4, and I get 3. So 4 times 3, okay? So then from 144 to something, I had to divide by 3, and I don't expect you to know that on top of your head. I don't know it either. 144 divided by 3, and I get 48. So what does this mean? For 4 chips, I eat 48 calories. 12 chips are 144 calories. So now I got to figure out, how did I get from 48 to 432? Well, I don't know that either, so we're going to divide that. 432 divided by 8, you get 54, okay? So from here to here, we divided by 54. Nope, we divided by 8. Look at me. Look what I did, guys. And no one's caught it. Maybe you did. You just can't talk to me. 432 divided by 48. That's more like it. 9. Oops. Sometimes we got to think about that. So we divided by 9. Okay. So 4 times 9 is 36. So 36 chips have 432 calories. Okay. So in this particular column or table, we're looking at the right side first. We usually go left to right, but we're going to look over here. How did I get from 12 to 24? Well, if I know 24 divided by 12 is 2, so I multiplied by 2. Okay. So 12 times 2 is 24. Now already I know you're like, wait a minute, Ms. Collins. But with 15 divided by 2 is not a whole number. Oh, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause because someone's coming in. Okay. I was interrupted, but we're okay now. So I know to get from 12 to 24, I multiply by 2. So I have to do 15 divided by 2. And when you do that in your calculator, you get 7.5. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so I got to figure out, though, how do I get from 7.5 to 75? Okay, and so just go backwards, 75 divided by 7.5, and it's 10. So I know 7.5 times 10 is 75. 12 times 10 is 120. Okay, do I have to show this, Miss Collins? I would prefer you did. So if you're making a boo-boo, I can see what you're doing and help you. So, so this is all kinds of helter-skelter here, and you're like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Well, hang on. I can ask myself. So I need to figure out how I get from 60 to here. Excuse me, I'm still not well. But I can see in my top column here, from 5 to 25, what did I do? Well, I multiplied by 5. Okay. So 60 divided by 5. 60 divided by 5 is 12. Okay. All right. And then, so now I need to figure out, so times 5, or backward times 5. Oh, hang on, I got another knock. Hang on. All right, back at it. So I had to figure out, though, how did I get from 12 to 15? So 15 divided by 12. 1.25. So hear me out. 12 times 1.25. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 1.25. So times 5, and you get 6.25. Now, I'm sure some of you are not feeling great about this, but think about it. How many feet do you travel, okay, in this amount of seconds? So we're saying 12 feet in 5 seconds, 15 feet in 6.25 seconds, 60 feet in 25 seconds. So you also got to look at the relationship. Does it make sense? All right. How do I pounds and the cost? So for whatever I'm buying, for 4.5 pounds, it's $10. So how do I get from 4.5 to 9? Well, I got to do 9 divided by 4.5 because I'm going backward. And so I know times 2. Okay, so 10 times 2 is $20. Okay, but now I need to know, how do I find how many pounds can I get for $50? So 10 times 5. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 times 4.5, and I get 22. So for 22.5 pounds of whatever we're buying, it's $50. Okay. So now we are going to combine.